Alright, today we're gonna do something different. 5 things to try with Lee, right? This is moves that I either see people not use in certain ways, moves I don't see people use. Just 5 things to try, basically. Now, I might do this again for Lee, I might do this for other characters, let me know if you like it. But let's get right into it. Alright, so first move, very underrated, I think. Back 2-4 with Lee, right? It might not seem like much, but it's one of those ballerina spins, right? So it's a wall splat. And it's a wall splat from relatively far away as well, right? Almost. Yeah, there you go. Long range, back 2-4. Now, you might think, but it's high, right? Can they duck the second hit? And the thing is, right, and I'll show you, is you can only duck it if it's delayed, right? And it's slightly confirmable, I guess. Like, you can delay it slightly and it still connects as a string. But there, even on hit, if you delay it too much, it doesn't work. The thing is, if you don't delay it, you can't duck it. There, I tried ducking, you can see my inputs. It won't let you duck. And it's -9, which means it's just a safe way to wall splat that comes out in 14 frames, which is pretty good. Now, it doesn't track the best, but it tracks a little bit, right? As you can see, it's following me right now. You can definitely step it. It's just that since I delayed it, it's more annoying to step. But yeah, like it kind of follows you, right? So it's not terrible. Like, FF3 is a good way to wall splat. You might think it's better because it's a mid, but you know, it's slower, it's steppable. People expect it, right? But if you're gonna lose your turn trying to wall splat, is another move to try. Wall splats from relatively far away. Doesn't force you into heat, so you don't have to do your heat stuff if you want to keep it for later. So yeah, back 2-4. Moves to try. Then we're gonna move on to not a move you're not using as Lee. I know you're using it, but a move, a different way to use the move, right? So 4-4-4. Now, the thing about it is I like to use it to track to my right. Right, so after running 3-4, right, let's just record the bot doing it. Like, if you just autopilot down forward 1, people will step you and launch you, right? Now, there's other moves that track that way, right? Like, there's down forward 4, for example. But even that, some characters can sidestep sometimes, right? Lee has a shit sidestep, so obviously I'm gonna get hit by it. But it's 13, so it's easier to block than 4-4-4 if you try to step block. Not easy. It's not easy to step block down forward 4. But the thing is, down forward 4 is really, really hard to confirm, right? If you could do that consistently, right? Then I would think, you know what, down forward 4-4, that would be my go-to option to track. But 4-4-4, yeah, I'll do it there, is even faster, so it's even harder to step block. I'm not even sure you really can at -3 into 11. And God forbid they press on your running free, which happens, you know, you are looping, running free. They think you're gonna maybe heat smash, they're gonna try to maybe hop kick after it, whatever. Well, 4-4-4, if they press and you get a counter hit, will net you the counter hit launcher. Or if they did hop kick, I guess you'd get a float. And I think you can, let's try it. On a float. You can probably heat burst. Yeah, you can heat burst and you'll get a combo. Whereas if you just do down forward 4 and you're not ready to... If you just do down forward 4 on its own, then you can pick up on a float. But if you do down forward 4 into the stance, then you can't pick up. If you do down forward 4 and you float them, it's not going to pick up. You also trade with a down jab. You'll lose with a down against a down jab if you do 4-4-4, but I mean, if both options aren't gonna net you what you want, might as well go for the more damaging, easier to confirm, because this, for me, 4-4-4 is confirmable. Down forward 4-4, like, you're kind of pushing it. Like, if you see them do something, like, you can do it, but realistically, 4-4-4, easier to confirm, bigger reward in some cases. So if I see my opponent going that way, instead of doing down forward 4 to track, and FF4 is also pretty good, it's just kind of slow in some scenarios, but that's also a great option to track to the right instead of just trying to crush a move. Little bonus move here, I didn't count it in the list. But yeah, 4-4-4, use it to track, that's the point. New ways to use the move. Right, next up, we have Lee's Heat. As we know, notoriously bad. You get this, which is amazing, and you get this, which is okay, but you don't get anything else, right? Every other character in Heat just becomes crazy. Lee just has a better whiff punish and a good low, right? So I try to find a way to use Lee's Heat. I hope in Season 2 there'll be an actual good way to use Heat, but here's what I got. Instead of going for 2-2-3, I think you can confirm, it's kind of hard, right? But you can kind of confirm the third hit of Acid Rain. Like, you just don't do the Just Rain, basically. And like, you'll be able to just throw that out. It's gonna take some practice not to do the third hit accidentally. In practice mode, it's kind of hard. Like, it's better if you can see that you interrupted something, like in a real match. But using Acid Rain, when there's no wall, of course, because 2-2-3 will just net you so much more if there's a wall, right? Because 2-2 is going to be minus 13 on block, and if you accidentally throw the high, you're getting launched anyway, right? So Acid Rain, you'll also get the benefit of a high into a mid, right? So if they duck, you might still clip them. And it's only minus 11, right? It's also more awkward to punish. Some people, like, everyone knows to duck 2-2-3. Not everyone knows to duck 1-3-3. If they block it, it's launch, but it's an awkward launch. There's a little bit of pushback. It's minus 17. Not everyone knows that. It's just food for thought. Not the best entry on this list, in my opinion, but I like it. When I'm in Heat, I'll occasionally throw out 1-3-3 and confirm the last hit. You do not have a lot of time to do so, but you'll get the hang of it. Practice it, experiment. The whole point of this video is just experiment new stuff, try to find new lines, and we'll all get better together, basically. Right? Next up, number 4. And I heard people ask this question about why I did this and why other Lee players did this. Back 3 on its own, right? Because back 3-3 is obviously amazing, we all know that, but you die if you're using it, right? The thing is, I see Lee players poke with down 3. It's -1, it's 16 frames, high crush. It's a good move, except it's got no tracking at all, right? Down 3's tracking is terrible, awful, shit, right? I would say down 3 as a poke isn't good. Down 3 as a counter hit, amazing. The thing is, the best way to use down 3 is to not go for the stance as a poke, but then not going into the stance makes the pickup way harder. Very awkward, right? The thing is, and it's also got good range, but back 3's range isn't terrible, but the key difference, and not just it's 1 frame faster, the key difference is the back 3 tracks both sides a little bit. It's steppable, right? If you're playing Lily, this isn't gonna save you every time, right? But back 3 is if you need a low but you're afraid of getting sidestepped, or you need something fast, obviously down back 3+4 would cover the tracking thing, but if you need something fast that isn't down 4, because down 4 is minus 14 on hit, and it's, you know, that speaks for itself, right? And down back 3 is also mad slow and doesn't track both ways. Do back 3, 15 frames. It's annoying to get poked by back 3. And -3, you know, you're playing Lee. You can down 2, you can power crush. -3 doesn't really matter, right? So if you need another low to try, instead of just doing down freeze and dying because they block and launch you, because this is only minus 13, I believe. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's 14. It is what it is. The thing is, they're waiting for the high, so even though you can, it is 14, I guess. That's better. Well, that's worse for us, but still, beside the point. Point still stands. They're gonna wait for the high. They're gonna be confused. Occasionally, they don't punish you for doing back three. Happens all the time, right? Trust me, bro. And yeah, tracking low, tracking fast low. Normally, you have to pick tracking or fast. Back three on its own kinda does both. So there you go. That's entry number 4. And for the final thing that I see too many Lee players not take full advantage of is back 4. So back 4, you know, everyone does this. They go into the stance because then it's more evasive and whatnot, right? And they can cheese power crush or like the 2, right? You should still do that. Those are still good things to do as Lee. But the thing is, if you do that, how much damage does that do? I don't know, a lot, right? The thing is, if you don't use the stance sometimes, and you can use it as a whiff punisher, if you do one backdash and you hold back, you can just confirm that they whiffed and press 4, right? And there'll be a guaranteed back 4. Well, guaranteed in the sense that you know it's gonna hit, basically, unless your timing's off, right? The thing is, if you're not worried about the evasion, that move's a launcher, right? And I see too many Lee players only do the stance, only go for Hitman. And yeah, Hitman's good. It is, right? That's a fair chunk. But realistically, you could be doing a lot more. Yeah, of course, I mess up my combos, but there. Back 4, and it's not even that hard to back 3-3 after it. I think you could do that before, but it was just harder in Tekken 7, I think. I didn't really play Tekken 7, so I think it was possible, I'm not sure. But yeah, don't always go for Hitman after back 4. I see just too many Lee players do that. And especially, as I told you, back, hold the back. Like, you can delay it a lot, right? You can see that they whipped. Like, sometimes you don't do back 4, you just do a backdash and hold it, see if they whiff, and then just go for back 4, right? You'll get a lot of whiff punishes that way. Lee's backdash isn't amazing, but you can get stuff to whiff. Like if you're doing down forward ones point blank, you're not gonna be able to backdash. Sometimes, see down forward 1 from long range, you backdash. Here's where you are. You down 2 on block. Let me get him to block. Like down 2 on block's a great example. Look at the pushback, right? If I backdash, I'm probably gonna get something to whiff. Right? And you can back 4 for an easy plus on block if they block, whiff punish, right? Because forward 3 is very scary, and after a backdash, it's kind of awkward to go back into forward. So that's where some difficulty in the character comes in, because you get FF3 or back into forward 3 is like slow, but you can just back 4. It's got good range. It's plus on block. It's a launcher. I want to see more Lee players use it as a launcher. So yeah, back 2-4, 4-4-4 to track, 1-3-3-3 in heat only, because you don't have to do the just frame, so you don't need to focus on timing. You can just throw that shit out, basically. Back 3 on its own, just to track and to be an annoying poke. And back 4, no Hitman. These are 5 moves to try. If you're not using them as Lee, give it a go. If you like this video, let me know. I could do more about Lee. There's more moves I haven't really talked about. I could do this for other characters. I don't just play Lee. If you liked it, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll be on my way. Goodbye.